Look at Earth, it's a beautiful, vibrant planet. We see swirling blue oceans, we see green continents. White clouds stretch across the surface. From here, it's hard to imagine this peaceful place had a violent beginning. Let's rewind the clock. We need to go back billions of years. Back then, our solar system was a chaotic place. Dust and gas swirled around a newborn star. This star, our sun, was just starting to burn. Gravity pulled the dust and gas together. Clumps began to form. Over millions of years, these clumps grew larger. They became planets. One of them, about 4.5 billion years ago, became our Earth. But this wasn't the Earth we know today. It was a hot, molten world. A world that was just beginning its incredible journey. The early solar system was a demolition derby. Giant chunks of rock hurtled through space. They collided with incredible force. Earth grew larger with each impact. The energy of these collisions created intense heat. Imagine Earth as a giant ball of molten rock. The surface was a fiery ocean of magma. Temperatures soared to thousands of degrees. Nothing could survive on this early Earth. It was a hostile and alien world. But even in this chaos, there was order. Heavy elements like iron and nickel sank to the center. This formed Earth's core. Lighter elements like silicon and oxygen stayed closer to the surface. As the bombardment continued, Earth began to cool slightly. This cooling was the first step in a long process, a process that would eventually lead to the formation of our planet's crust. Volcanoes erupted across the surface of early Earth. They spewed lava and gases into the atmosphere. The air was thick with carbon dioxide, nitrogen and water vapor. There was no free oxygen. The bombardment from space continued. Asteroids, some the size of small cities, slammed into Earth. These impacts released even more heat. They also brought water and other volatile compounds to our planet. Over time, the rate of impact slowed. Earth's surface began to cool and solidify. A thin crust began to form on top of the molten mantle. This crust was constantly being broken and reformed by volcanic activity. But the cooling process was slow. It would take millions of years for Earth's surface to cool enough for liquid water to exist. And without liquid water, life as we know it could not exist. As Earth continued to cool, the crust thickened. It was still a violent place. Volcanoes erupted, spewing lava and gases. The atmosphere was still toxic to life as we know it. But this volcanic activity was crucial. It released gases from Earth's interior. These gases helped to form the early atmosphere. This atmosphere, though different from today's, was a critical step towards a habitable planet. The constant shifting and movement of the crust shaped Earth's surface. Mountains rose and valleys formed. This dynamic geology played a vital role in the distribution of heat and the creation of diverse environments. And as the Earth continued to cool, something incredible happened. The water vapor in the atmosphere began to condense. Rain fell upon the Earth for the first time. Section 5. Water, water everywhere. Oceans take center stage. Imagine a time when rain never stopped. For millions of years, torrential downpours lashed the Earth. This rain collected in the low-lying areas. Slowly, oceans began to form. These early oceans were not like the oceans we know today. They were hot and acidic. They were filled with dissolved minerals from the rocks. But they were also vast and deep. They covered much of the Earth's surface. The formation of oceans was a pivotal event in Earth's history. Water is essential for life as we know it, and the oceans provided a stable environment for life to emerge. Within the depths of these early oceans, something incredible was about to happen. The building blocks of life, simple organic molecules, began to assemble. Section 6. A spark of life in the Primordial Soup. The early oceans were like a giant chemical laboratory. They were teeming with dissolved minerals and organic molecules. Energy from the sun, lightning and volcanic vents provided the spark. Scientists believe that life began in these early oceans about 3.8 billion years ago. The first life forms were simple, single-celled organisms. They were probably similar to bacteria. These early organisms were incredibly resilient. They adapted to the harsh conditions of the early Earth. They thrived in the hot, acidic waters. They used chemical energy from their surroundings to survive. Over millions of years, these simple life forms evolved and diversified. They developed new ways to obtain energy. Some became photosynthetic, using sunlight to produce energy. This was a crucial step in the evolution of life on Earth. Section 7, from tiny cells to towering titans, life finds a foothold. Life began in the oceans, but it didn't stay there. About 475 million years ago, the first plants colonized land. They were followed by arthropods, the ancestors of insects and spiders. Vertebrates, animals with backbones, also made the transition to land. The first vertebrates to leave the water were amphibians. They were followed by reptiles, which evolved from amphibians. The evolution of life on land was a slow and gradual process. Each new adaptation opened up new possibilities. Animals evolved stronger limbs for walking. They developed lungs for breathing air. They developed waterproof skin to prevent dehydration. Life on Earth was about to enter a new and spectacular phase, the age of dinosaurs. These incredible creatures would rule the Earth for over 180 million years. Section 8. The Age of Reptiles. Dinosaurs rule the Earth. Dinosaurs first appeared about 230 million years ago. They evolved from a group of reptiles called archosaurs. Dinosaurs were perfectly adapted to their environment. They quickly became the dominant land animals on Earth. Dinosaurs came in all shapes and sizes. Some were small, like the chicken-sized Compsognathus. Others were gigantic, like the long-necked Brachiosaurus and the fearsome Tyrannosaurus rex. Dinosaurs ruled the Earth for an incredible length of time. During their reign, they diversified into a wide range of species. They adapted to different environments and ecological niches. Their fossil remains provide a glimpse into a fascinating chapter in Earth's history. But their time on Earth would eventually come to an end. About 66 million years ago, a catastrophic event occurred. An asteroid, estimated to be about 6 miles wide, slammed into Earth. Section 9, a mass extinction and a new beginning, the rise of mammals. The impact of the asteroid was devastating. It triggered massive earthquakes, tsunamis and wildfires. The impact released huge amounts of dust and debris into the atmosphere. This blocked out the sun, causing a global cooling effect. The impact had a profound effect on life on Earth. It wiped out the dinosaurs, along with many other species. This mass extinction event marked the end of the Cretaceous period and the beginning of the Paleogene period. But from the ashes of this catastrophe, new life emerged. Mammals, which had been living in the shadows of the dinosaurs, were now free to evolve and diversify. Mammals were warm-blooded, which allowed them to survive in a wider range of temperatures. They also had a more efficient respiratory system and a larger brain relative to their body size. These adaptations gave mammals an advantage in the changing world. Section 10. Humanity's turn. From humble beginnings to a global force. Over millions of years, mammals evolved into a dazzling array of forms. They spread across the globe, adapting to every conceivable environment. From the tiny shrew to the massive whale, mammals became the dominant land animals on Earth. Among these mammals were a group of primates that would eventually give rise to our own species, Homo sapiens. Early humans appeared in Africa about 2.5 million years ago. They were bipedal, meaning they walked upright on 2 legs. They had larger brains than their primate ancestors. They were also tool makers. Over thousands of years, humans migrated out of Africa and spread across the globe. They developed language, art, and complex social structures. They learned to control fire, cultivate crops, and domesticate animals. And finally, we arrive at the present day. Humans have become the dominant species on Earth. We have harnessed the power of technology and shaped the planet to our will. But as we look back on Earth's incredible journey, from its fiery beginnings to its present-day splendor, we must also remember our responsibility. We are the inheritors of a rich and complex legacy, a legacy that we must strive to protect and preserve for future generations.